This video goes out to all my bros who've been incarcerated for street racing, front-wheel drive, 4-cylinder cars ranging from 90 wheel horsepower to 105 wheel horsepower. It's hard not just going flat out. So this video is a change of pace. I had a viewer contact me, texted me and said, hey, you want to check out my car? And I don't typically do this stuff. I didn't have my camera gear. I said, okay, let's do an impromptu shoot. And I think it worked out well, so check it out. So I am in the car with Steve.
When I test drove the ND, it was a little louder than I liked at that, and of course with the snow and everything as well, I was going to be a daily driver.
Okay.
So I thought, let me wait and see how this comes out, but you couldn't test drive one, so I ordered it, and they made it easy. They'd give you your deposit back, but when I took it out and drove it, it was a little quieter with the top up.
Okay.
I don't have a frame of reference for the top down. A lot of ND guys on the boards are like, oh, this is way louder and all that. I don't know. It works for me. It's it's fine by me. But I suspect it's different. And let's put these guys away. And that's the Chicago weather for you. By the way, the Chicago weather. This is our only 70s for probably a month.
I know that, and this was a good day. So Steve texted me today and he said, hey, you know what, this is the first nice day we've had in about 7 months, legitimately, for a perfect day for a Miata drive, and I was eager to get out as well. So here we are. We're going to do kind of a quick drive of this with the top up and down, and we'll kind of get both of our impressions. And I'd like to get you in the S2000 too, just so you can drive that before we go as a reference point.
Okay, terrific.
All right, cool. Let's get this thing started. I've never been down here, but I'm gonna drop the top here actually.
Okay.
So we're gonna come to a stop, pull up the e-brake, and then just down.
That'll put it up. Yep.
Put it up like the normal.
Yeah. Down is up and up is down.
Okay. All right.
And there's been some complaints about that, and I don't really care. It's like, and then people complain that the windows don't go back up. I know they don't. You have to pull on them and put them up an inch. Big deal. Yeah.
So now we have the top up. Let's see what it feels like here. First impressions, because I spent a good amount of time in the Miata, and of course the S2000 now on the way here, and it sounds like a normal coupe. It feels like a hard top coupe, and you can tell the rigidity of this car too just first impressions. There's not a lot of cowl shake in here. There's not a lot of cowl shake in the regular one, but this, if you're sensitive to that, this is what you buy, obviously. I think it was a smart choice. I could definitely live with driving this all year around. And the biggest thing too, I think, just looking at it, and we started talking about this before we went on camera, is the fuel economy. The reality of driving a car every day. You're on a daily grind, you're stop and go, you're in traffic, you don't get to enjoy it, and when you look down and your average is 33 miles per gallon, that's incredible for a car like this, that you can really pound around and still get that fuel economy. You're not wasting a lot of money on consumables and all the other crap that you do with more like esoteric or higher end sports cars. It's just, there's some freedom there that you don't get with a lot of those cars.
Oh, yeah, and there's the lack of freedom. That's the lane departure
warning, yeah. Do they have a one-touch off for that on here somewhere?
There is.
Okay.
Yeah. And with Midwestern lines, it's not that helpful anyway.
Right, yeah, because they disappear about every 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this car a lot. A lot of people asked, well, why didn't you just go with a ND Miata? And I really thought about it, but I think for me, I would get one of these once I could get one used for a lot less money.
Well, I think that makes a lot of sense. Folks on the boards are, going, why be an early adopter? I'm like, because I can and I want to.
Right.
But if I was trying to get the most economical, you'd probably buy a 1-year-old ND already is reasonably inexpensive, and then you've got. Whether you like the Fiat or not, it really depends. Some people love them and some people, don't.
Yeah.
I like the quiet. It's not, this still feels sporty enough. It feels like a coupe. but and you get a little wind noise out. And there's some things that I think they'll tweak as time goes on. But it's a great first effort for what it is.
Oh, absolutely. You're right. There is wind noise, but it is a very windy day. I mean, it's you can hear the wind blowing through the seals, but it's not like totally offensive to the point of like I can't tolerate it. It's just normal. Right.
And I'm betting Dave Coleman will be working on seals.
Oh yeah, with the way he is.
Yeah. So I think it's. So far, I've been really happy with it and enjoying and just getting back into driving rear-wheel drive manual shift cars, which haven't had that luxury with family requirements and all that other stuff.
So we are now in the S2000 with Steve, so he can talk about the subtle differences between the Miata and this car.
Interesting. Yeah, I can see the difference right there.
Yeah, there's no torque.
Yeah.
You're forced to wind this car out.
Yeah.
And that's where the Miata makes a lot more sense as a daily driver.
Well, it's it's really what it comes down to how do you like to drive.
Right, so, that's true.
If you really like to be in that, I mean, my son would probably really enjoy doing that most of the time. He really had a blast, just tooling around a little bit. But and he's like, we're autocrossing this summer, Dad. I'm like, well, we'll see. But it could happen.
Yeah, you got to autocross this thing. It's a totally, or your car rather. It's a totally different experience. You'll really enjoy it, and there's so much to be gained from doing it in terms of car control. You really have to take it to the fuel cutoff to get the power out of this.
Yeah.
So on your way back, definitely pound it down.
Let me get quiet for this.
Yeah, for the Ford Expedition or Exploder. I can't tell anymore.
How's the turning radius?
Not as good as the Miata.
Yeah, not bad though.
It's not bad though, right?
No, not at all. I'll let him go for a little bit. All right, let's see what this is like.
So take it all the way to 8.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's where this. Yeah. If you get used to that, it's a lot more fun. The motor's a lot more engaging than a lot of other cars because of it. So now that you've kind of done, I mean, this isn't, this is a small drive, but what do you think compared? So in terms of transmission, engine, like throttle response, chassis, all that stuff.
So a couple things. You sit a little higher. It feels really solid. It would take getting used to needing to wind it like that. And so for me, at this point in my driving, I'd probably. I shy away from that because I grew up on don't beat the mechanicals up.
Okay.
And now you're like, no, they, and I, intellectually I understand the engineers built it to do this, so it's okay.
Right.
And I suspect I'd get comfortable with it and enjoy it, but I won't even say but. I think that's just the nature of it, and it's. I think for an enthusiast who, you take it to the track or an autocross and you keep it in that 6,000 to 8,000 range, it could be an interesting challenge to drive. I can see why it appeals to you because you're a more experienced driver who wants to be challenged,
right? And
this will give you more of that, I think, than my car will. And that said, I like it. I mean, if somebody said, should I buy one of these? Like, yeah, it's a shame they gave up on it.
Right.
Well, I really appreciate hit engine start to stop it.
No, that'll grind it.
So that's why I didn't press it. That's why it's red.
It's so stupid. You still have to. You turn the key. You turn the key off. So you still have to use the key, but you hit a start button.
Oh, well, they were just trying to figure it out.
Right. Yeah.
First generation. That's great.
All right, but thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. It was really good to meet you. And
Yeah. No, this is great fun. You know, we won't have another 70-degree day for probably another month.
Yeah, 2 months. Yeah, it'll be raining for the next like 4 days. So
yeah. Well, great. Thanks. Thanks.
yeah,
Mark.
thanks again, man.
Okay.